Hola, muy buenas a todos, soy Dosflores y estamos en un nuevo vídeo de Vampire. Estamos después de haber atravesado una puerta en Whitechapel mientras estamos haciendo la misión chantaje en Whitechapel. Que tengo que encontrar a Darius Petrescu y hablar con él. Y habíamos entrado aquí y esta es una zona secundaria por lo que parece y vamos a ver qué nos encontramos. Vamos a ver... En un principio solamente hay mucha sangre. Que a lo mejor no hay nada. Más allá de esto, quiero decir. En ambos una pitillera y un anillo. Estoy aquí activando la visión pero no veo nada. No sé si me estoy llenando de materiales. Ah, mira. Parece que esto era simplemente para llegar hasta aquí y poder abrir Era un refugio. Abajo no lo era como tal, pero aquí ya lo es. Supongo que todo esto habrá sido para llegar hasta aquí. Vale, porque esta puerta estaba cerrada. Esta de aquí. Nada, si no voy a subir nada. Necesito 1300 puntos. Pues tienen nivel, la tontería. Buah, que me queda pillado. Me había quedado ahí metido. Qué mala leche, macho, cuando pasan esas cosas. Me había quedado ahí y no, el muñeco no salía. Ahora sí me repongo de sangre. Me encanta que se queden mirando, de verdad. Tranquilitos, tranquilitos. Bueno, cierra. Me ha parecido que brillaba, digo, a lo mejor lo puedo coger. Adicción por la sangre. Los vampiros beben sangre. Honestamente, esto podría ser el rasgo más distintivo de la siniestra peculiaridad de su condición, pero para mí no se trata de las características más importantes de su dieta. Lo que siempre me ha fascinado desde que comencé a estudiarlos es la imperiosa necesidad de sangre que parecen soportar. La desean más que nada, y ese deseo puede llevarlos al extremo incluso de desenmascararse. Y cuando la beben parecen experimentar un breve trance, una epifanía extática. Tal y como me la descubrió una vez un Bulcot al que entrevisté en Moscú. Estoy convencido de que esto constituye un elemento esencial para comprender la naturaleza y la condición de los vampiros. No beben sangre para sustentarse, sino para extasiarse. Todos los vampiros son adictos a la sangre, sin excepción. Forma parte de su naturaleza, y aquellos inmortales que se nieguen a someterse a su apetito, gracias a su fuerza de voluntad, jamás superan su adicción. Mira, este es de Saint Paul. He dado una vuelta. No sé a dónde saldré. No tengo ni idea. Ah, vale. Sí, 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 yo aquí he estado. Ok, ok. Esta era una de las puertas que yo decía que estaban... que estaban cerradas. Pero vamos, que parece que a través del refugio se ha podido abrir. Vale, guay, básicamente es un atajo más. Y por aquí salgo a la calle por el lateral que intenté entrar la primera vez. Estaba leyendo lo de ingredientes excepcionales. Yo me voy a dedicar a romperlo todo y ya está. Y si no tengo para comprar algo, pues no tengo para comprarlo. Vale. Y a partir de aquí, cuidadín. Que esto ya está...
Science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Creo que tu profesión y la mía no es lo mismo, ¿eh? De timador a médico hay una diferencia bastante peculiar. Estás sana, ¿no? Vale, bien.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
Vale. A ver, háblame de más cosillas. Guapa. Subida en Londres. Ya está, nada más eso. Vale. Preguntas personales. No puedo hacerle preguntas personales. Pues,
I'd like to see
dime qué
what
vende.
kind of
Nah. Si de medicamento voy bien. Hola, NPC.
What? Shooting a boy in the middle of a street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
Bueno. Eso ya lo decidiré yo. Vamos a ver tu estado de salud. ¿Tienes migrañas? Pues no tengo curas, tío, lo siento.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Have you heard anything?
It's funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. But the woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. She's a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live, and this is where I live now.
No tiene fe, ¿eh? Quiere decir que antes... Bueno.
You don't have anywhere to go? No family that would welcome you?
Not since the death of my wife, Albert's mother. She was sick, you see. Long before the flu and all this shit.
You mean you used to have a better life?
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job. I even used to have a name. Now I'm just Ben. Ben the Tramp.
Homeless. ¿Podría hablarme de sus problemas?
Perhaps you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up roses.
Vale.
I have found a very interesting letter. Your son planned to prove his worth to the gang by stealing your medicine.
Oh, I see. So the little bugger thought he could use his dad to build a reputation.
The gang's recruiter was dead when I found him. Perhaps you should take better care of your son.
I love my Albert, sir. Believe me. It's just... well, I'm an arsehole, I suppose. Anyway, thanks for the letter. This is for your trouble.
Elixir. Ah, es el elixir de la otra. Ese elixir no sirve para nada.
A gun?
Joder, me lo podría comer, la verdad. Pero no. Va, tío, me han dado un objeto. Pero no sé eso a dónde va. Ah, aquí está. Bah. Claro que es una estafa.
The wet boots will be proud of me.
No hacía falta... no hacía falta tenerlo en mis manos para saberlo.
Me, I'll not die in some piss stinking alley reeking worse than a week old lavvy.
Estaba por aquí el chico, ¿no? Ah, está ahí. Tú no has visto nada, por lo que parece. Y si lo has visto parece que tampoco te importa, así que...
Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? If you know anything about her, I'd appreciate it.
Never heard of her. She's pretty, I'll keep an eye out.
What happened? Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey, I didn't do anything, it ain't me.
Uy, que no.
Medication and drugs are a rare commodity in East London. So you picked an easy target, didn't you?
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off. Go find yourself another guide.
Venga, chaval, que estoy intentando ayudarte. Parece que no lo captas. No, parece que no.
Goodbye, young man.
Me? I'll not die in some piss stinking alley reeking worse than a week old lavvy.
Por ahí ya nos empezamos a meter en terrenos turbios. Al menos es la sensación que a mí me da. Y ya tendremos tiempo para continuar mirando. Ay.
Good evening, my...
No digo, a lo mejor no puede salir lo de... esto, alguna opción relacionada al milagro. Uy, al milagro, al elixir milagroso. Que es un mojón,
Goodbye,
básicamente.
Miss Swanborough.
Creo que tengo que ir por aquí. Sí.
It's locked.
Oye, pues por aquí hay bastante gente por conocer, ¿eh? Mira, Whitechapel. Y he conocido... A este realmente no lo he conocido. Todavía me quedan un montón. Pero bueno, vamos a lo importante.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be from Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nethercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Vale. Ahora tengo que buscar, como bien ha dicho, a los habitantes de Whitechapel.
Joe, please, I don't have your money.
Come on, Barrett, you know the game. You pay for peace of mind.
Can't you just look the other way this week, Joe? Come on, we can sort it out, right?
It's not my call, Barrett. You pay one way or another.
Please, Joe. How long have we known each other? We even used to be neighbours, for Christ's sake.
I'd prefer not to give you another beating, Barrett.
No, parece que han terminado de hablar.
Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
Have you heard of a nurse called Dorothy Crane?
Nurse Crane? So the bitch really is a nurse, then? I always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that one.
Yes, she's a nurse, and quite a good one. What did she do to gain such notoriety?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
A ver, tal y como me lo está poniendo tampoco parece una mala mujer, ¿eh? Oye, ¿usted está bien de salud?
How is business around here?
Business? I had no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
Joe era con el que estaba hablando. Las extorsiones de Joe han llevado a Barrett Lewis a una complicada situación financiera. ¿Y Barrett Lewis que es este aquí?
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
Well, you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever, madness, something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's
No,
only
I'm
because I
not.
ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
Ah, seran Skulls. Pues nada,
Goodbye for now.
gracias. Oye, ¿hay alguien?
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist?
Es que la verdad es
I
que
didn't
tiene una
answer the
pinta de
first one,
criminal
so
este
piss
pavo.
off.
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Está bien, usted está sano.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
O una bonita forma de decir, no hagas preguntas. Hago lo que me sale del culo, básicamente.
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
Most people don't become thugs when unemployed. This is a choice you made.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Pues ya está.
Goodbye, Mr.
Hasta luego. Esta puerta parece que se puede abrir.
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Ay, cómo mola esto.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on in. I'm Harry, by the way. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
Joder, macho, acabo de entrar y ya estoy... A ver, hablemos.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
Yes, I know her. She came here to examine me when I was very sick. She said I should go out more.
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day, but I'm fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough like... Well, you know.
Speaking of which, what can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
Ahora te doy yo algo para tu body.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't
Para
seem
que te
happy.
encuentres mejorcito.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
Harry posee una constitución delicada y enferma con frecuencia. Desde un principio Harry no quería vivir en Whitechapel.
I'm sure your father did his best when he found this house. Times are tough for everyone, young man.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. But I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed. It's the living I'm afraid of.
Vale.
Your father and Mr. Lewis used to be good friends. What happened, Harry?
I was young then.
Este es
I
el
don't
padre
remember
del
Mr. Lewis ever
extorsionador.
coming back
Uy,
again
este es el hijo del
after my mum
extorsionador,
died.
¿no?
Or was it after my father started bullying him? I don't know.
Have you tried speaking to Mr. Lewis about it?
I don't go out often, but yes. And he scolded me and told me to leave him alone. I guess my father frightens him too much.
But you are not responsible for your father's actions.
Am I not? Dad always says that he joined that gang for my safety. So if I wasn't born, people wouldn't be worrying about Colossus Joe.
Do you need any medical help, young man?
Yes, I do. I feel so tired. I don't know if it's the epidemic, but everything seems so hard.
You'll feel better with this. But you need to get a grip, young man. Medication alone won't cure melancholia.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like this. But I thank you for your concern, sir.
Ya no puedo decir nada más, ¿no? No sé si puedo dar aquí y me va a decir lo mismo antes.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
Oye, a ver, la casa no está nada mal, ¿eh? A lo mejor el barrio no es el mejor, pero la casa está bastante guay.
It's locked.
Ay, pues me llevo los chelines. Si no puedo abrir el baúl, me llevo los chelines. Si alguna vez sospecháis que alguien sea un vampiro, no tratéis de matarlo por vuestros propios medios. No tendréis la más mínima posibilidad. En su lugar, intentad poneros en contacto conmigo e informad a un cazador de vampiros profesional. Estos hombres y mujeres no son demasiado comunes, pero saben lo que hay que hacer contra estas diabólicas criaturas. Parece incluso que algunos de ellos colaboran bajo el nombre de la Guardia de Pride, una organización paramilitar dedicada a la erradicación de los vampiros en Londres. Son vuestros amigos, no estáis solos, la solución está ahí. Sed inteligentes, difundid la palabra. Carta de rechazo de empleo. Estimado señor Peterson, es mi deber informarle de la imposibilidad de aceptar su solicitud para un puesto de trabajo en el astillero. Le agradecemos, no obstante, el tiempo dedicado a explicarnos la dificultad de su situación con su hijo enfermo y la desgracia perdida de su adorable esposa. Pero también es mi deber informarle acerca de la política de nuestra compañía, que precisamente rechaza el empleo de antiguos criminales o convictos. Sus desafortunados vínculos con los infames Whitwood Boys han llegado hasta nuestros oídos. Vivimos tiempos difíciles, señor. Y en Fitch & Harper siempre intentamos recompensar primero a los candidatos que superan la pequeña encuesta que planteamos a nuestros futuros empleados. Le compadezco profundamente y espero que Dios le acompañe a usted y a su familia. Hasta luego, chaval.
I'll come back when only one person's in.
Aquí espiando, mirando por la ventana.
Because you care about me. Is that it?
Don't be such a brat. I do what I must to provide us with food and medicine, that's all.
Mum would never have let you bully an old friend like Mr. Lewis. Shame on you.
Harry, I'm your father and I love you. But don't you ever speak to me like that again.
What? You're gonna beat me too?
Jesus. Give me patience.
Oye, el chaval ahora me da bastante experiencia, ¿eh? Bueno, a ver, bastante, me da 1000, que hay mucho, que hay otra gente por ahí que me da más, ¿no? Pero bueno, está bien saber que tengo comida de emergencia.
Joe, please, I don't have your money.
Come on, Barrett, you know the game. You again? What do you want this time?
Why do you keep on working for the gang, Joe? You know it doesn't suit you.
It's true, I hate this job. And I know I made some bad choices, but I'm a wet boot boy now, and people won't forget it.
You could leave tomorrow. Start another life in another town.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. We are poor. My son's weak, and there's no way he'll endure another disappointment.
Why is your relationship with your son so difficult?
Harry and I are so different. Sometimes I wonder if he's my own blood. Seems he's ashamed to be my son.
Why not change that then? If you used your strength to do good, perhaps Harry wouldn't feel that way about you.
How dare you tell me what I should or shouldn't do with my boy? Who the fuck are you to interfere like that?
I mean no harm to your family. But if you want my advice, this is no place to raise a child.
No matter where we live, Harry will always be sick and frail. At least here, I'm respected. And no one will ever dare touch him.
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel. Why did you make him come here?
I've always put my son's interests above everything else. Whatever he may think. Our house is small but affordable. The walls are thin, but the door is solid.
You really love your son, don't you, Mr. Peterson?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me buttons more than he should.
Do you have any regrets?
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife by my side. She died when Harry was little. My sweet Jane. She gave the boy confidence.
Since the criminal nature of your job means you could be arrested, are you not afraid of what would happen to your boy if you were?
No one will ever take my son away from me. If that ever occurred, I'd hunt the bastard down and rip off his head with my bare hands.
Vale, tranquilo, tranquilo.
Goodbye, man.
Don't let your guard down, sir.
Vale. Pues tengo que ir a estos dos sitios. Sé que estoy yendo en dirección contraria, ¿eh? Soy plenamente consciente. ¿Puedo entrar por aquí? ¿O tiene que volver a llamar? ¿Vuelve a llamar? Vale.
I must insist, sir. Please let me see Nurse Crane.
I have no time for you, sir.
Pues macho. Pues nada, oye. Yo que quería darle medicación, que he visto que estaba enfermo. Está con una persona ahí. No, que por aquí salgo de Whitechapel. Por aquí no sé a dónde voy siquiera. Vale, pero no es buena idea venir por aquí, no. Supongo que tendrá que entrar a la iglesia. Pero, lamentablemente, y sintiéndolo mucho, chicos, lo vamos a dejar aquí. No es que no quiera continuar. Prefiero ir por el otro lado. No es que no quiera continuar. Es que tampoco sé cuánto se puede llegar a alargar esto. Y ya sabéis que con el tema del autoguardado eso da cierto problema, ¿no? El no saber nunca con exactitud cuándo puede haber algún error y no poder repetir lo que acabas de jugar. Es un problema bastante peculiar. Y a mí este juego me está dando bastantes. No sé, sobre todo fallos gráficos, no sé por qué. Y de vez en cuando alguno de sonido, pero nada grave. Así que bueno, mira, vamos a venir aquí. Vamos a entrar aquí. Y lo vamos a dejar en el refugio. Al menos poco a poco vamos avanzando. Ya estamos conociendo a... Ya llevamos conocidos a gran parte de... No, aquí. Ya estamos conociendo a gran parte de los personajes de Whitechapel. Me faltan todavía gente, como podéis comprobar. Pero ya conozco a más de la mitad, que al menos... Supongo que el resto estará en la iglesia.